What's up, everyone? It's Chai Mani, and today we are doing something absolutely insane. I've always wanted to explore Australia, a continent so massive and diverse that it feels like a whole different planet. We're talking about everything from unbelievable natural wonders that look like they're from a movie to cities so vibrant and full of life you won't want to leave. I literally spent a fortune to bring you on this epic journey across the land down under, and I promise you, what you're about to see will blow your mind. We're going to explore 15 of the most incredible destinations Australia has to offer, from the iconic sails of the Sydney Opera House to the sacred glowing rock of Uluru and the underwater paradise of the Great Barrier Reef. This isn't just a travel vlog, this is a challenge to see the absolute best of the best. We're going to dive deep, fly high, and drive hundreds of miles to experience it all. So get ready for an adventure of a lifetime. I'm going to show you things you've only dreamed of seeing. We're going to count down from 15 to number 1, and trust me, you will not believe what we found at the top spot. Make sure you watch until the end, because this journey is packed with surprises. Let's do this! Welcome to Australia. Kicking off our list at number 15, we are in Sydney. And you can't come to Australia without seeing this absolute icon, the Sydney Opera House. Seriously, look at this thing. It's one of the most famous buildings on the entire planet, and seeing it in person is just on another level. The design is supposed to look like sails on a harbor, and standing here, with the Sydney Harbour Bridge right there, it feels completely unreal, like you've walked onto a postcard. We didn't just look at it from the outside, though. That would be too easy. I bought tickets for the entire crew to go inside and see what it's all about. The acoustics in the concert halls are legendary, and just walking through the corridors, you can feel the history and the thousands of incredible performances that have happened right here. It's not just a building, it's a masterpiece of human creativity and engineering, and it took them over 14 years to build. The sheer scale of it is mind-boggling. There are over 1 million tiles on the roof, and they're self-cleaning, which is pretty clever. Being here, you understand why it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's more than just a place to see a show. It's the heart of the city, a symbol for the entire country. Every angle you look at it from gives you a different, incredible view. Millions of people visit this spot every single year, and it's easy to see why. The area around it, Circular Quay, is buzzing with energy, with ferries zipping across the water, and people from all over the world just soaking in the view. It's the perfect starting point for our epic Australian adventure, a true testament to what humans can create. But as amazing as the Sydney Opera House is, we have 14 more spots to get to, and I promise you, they only get crazier from here. This is just the warm-up. So, let's leave the city behind and head to our next destination, which involves a whole different kind of wonder. Let's go! Alright, for number 14, we've traded the city for the ocean because we are at the Great Barrier Reef. This is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. And guys, it is so big you can see it from outer space. That is absolutely insane. I'm talking about over 2,300 kilometers of pure underwater magic. It's the largest living thing on Earth, and we're about to dive right into it. I chartered this boat for the day, and we sailed out to a pristine section of the reef. The water is the clearest, most turquoise blue I have ever seen in my life. The second you put your head under the water with a snorkel mask, it's like you've been transported to another dimension. The colors are electric. There are corals of every shape and size imaginable, creating this massive, bustling city for fish. We spent the entire day snorkeling and diving, and it was like swimming inside the world's biggest, most incredible aquarium. We saw giant sea turtles just gracefully gliding by, schools of brightly colored fish, and yes, we even found Nemo. Seeing a clownfish in its anemone home in the wild is a moment I will never forget. It's a completely different experience than seeing them in a tank. This ecosystem is so fragile and so important. It's home to thousands of species, from tiny nudibranchs to massive reef sharks. We have flown into the literal heart of Australia, the outback, to see our number 13 pick Uluru. This is not just a rock, it's a colossal sandstone monolith that stands almost 350 meters high. To give you some perspective, that's taller than the Eiffel Tower. Walking around its base is a 10-kilometer journey. The scale of this thing is just impossible to capture on camera. But what makes Uluru truly special is its immense cultural and spiritual significance to the local Aboriginal people, the Anangu. This has been a sacred place for them for tens of thousands of years. As you walk around it, you can see ancient rock art and learn about the stories and traditions that are woven into every crack and crevice of this incredible formation. We came here for one reason above all others, to witness the sunset. I was told it was magical, but that is a massive understatement. As the sun begins to set, Uluru completely transforms. It starts to glow, shifting through an insane spectrum of colors, from orange to a fiery brilliant red, and then to deep purples and browns as the light fades. Number 12, I drank way too much coffee in Australia's coolest city. Welcome to Melbourne, our number 12 spot, and honestly, arguably the coolest city in Australia. This place is famous for three things: art, sports, and coffee. And we're going to dive headfirst into all of it. The vibe here is completely different from Sydney. It's edgier, more creative, and has this incredible European feel to it. The city is a maze of laneways covered in some of the most amazing street art you'll ever see. We spent a whole day just getting lost in these laneways, like, Hosier Lane. And then, oh man, there's the coffee. Melbourne's coffee culture is no joke. They take it incredibly seriously here. There are specialty cafes on almost every corner, each with its own unique blend and brewing method. I challenged myself to try coffee from 10 different award-winning cafes in one day. By the end, I was so caffeinated I felt like I could run a marathon, but honestly, it was totally worth it. The coffee here is genuinely the best I've ever had. Number 11. Driving on the world's most dangerous road? Get ready for number 11, because we're hitting the road for one of the most scenic drives in the entire world, the Great Ocean Road. This isn't just a road. It's a 243-kilometer-long war memorial, built by soldiers returning from World War I. It winds its way along the stunning coastline of Victoria, and honestly, every single turn reveals a view that's more breathtaking than the last. I rented this insane supercar just for this drive. The journey itself is the destination here. On one side, you've got these dramatic cliffs and lush rainforest, and on the other, the wild, crashing waves of the Southern Ocean. The main event, and the reason millions of people drive this road, is to see the 12 Apostles. These are massive limestone stacks that have been carved out by the ocean over millions of years, and they rise majestically from the sea. Fun fact, there aren't actually 12 of them anymore due to erosion, but that doesn't make the sight any less spectacular. Seeing them at sunset was absolutely unforgettable. Number 10. I found the whitest sand on Earth. For our number 10 destination, we've arrived in what can only be described as paradise on Earth, the Whitsunday Islands. This is a collection of 74 islands right next to the Great Barrier Reef, and honestly, it's home to some of the most stunning beaches you will ever lay your eyes on. The crown jewel of the Whitsundays, and the reason we came here, is Whitehaven Beach. This beach is famous for having some of the whitest sand in the world. It's 98% pure silica, which means it's incredibly fine and doesn't get hot under the sun. Walking on it feels like walking on flour. To get the best view, you have to hike up to the lookout over Hill Inlet. From here you can see this incredible swirling fusion of white sand and turquoise water. Number 9. Surviving Australia's most dangerous national park. So, we've traveled to the top end of Australia for our number 9 spot, Kakadu National Park. This place is, honestly, enormous. It's half the size of Switzerland, and it's a world of rugged escarpments, lush wetlands, and thundering waterfalls. But it's also famous for its wildlife, especially those massive saltwater crocodiles. Kakadu is a dual UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for both its natural and cultural values. It's been home to the Baningi and Mungi people for more than 65,000 years, and their connection to this land is, well, incredibly deep. We took a guided boat tour on the Yellowwater Billabong, and we saw dozens of them. These things are literal dinosaurs, some of them over 5 meters long. Number 8, I tried to surf at the world's most famous beach. For number 8, we're back in Sydney, but this time we're at the world-famous Bondi Beach. This is probably the most iconic beach in Australia, known for its golden sand, incredible surf, and vibrant, energetic atmosphere. The moment you step onto the sand, you can just feel the buzz. Of course, I couldn't come here and not try to surf. I rented a board and took a lesson, and let me tell you, it is way harder than it looks. I spent more time falling off the board than riding waves, but it was so much fun. One of the best things to do here is the Bondi to Coogee Coastal Walk. It's a 6-kilometer trail that hugs the coastline, offering up one stunning ocean view after another. Number 7. Exploring a real Jurassic Park. Welcome to number 7 on our list, the Daintree Rainforest in far north Queensland. This isn't just any rainforest, it's actually the oldest tropical rainforest on Earth, estimated to be around 180 million years old. That means it was here when dinosaurs roamed the planet. Walking through here feels like stepping back in time. We went on a guided night walk, and it was one of the craziest things I've ever done. The forest completely comes alive after dark. Number 6. I rented a monster truck on the world's largest sand island. Get ready for an insane adventure at number 6, because we are on Fraser Island, or Kagari, the largest sand island in the entire world. That's right, this whole island, which is 123 kilometers long, is made of sand. And the only way to explore it is with a massive 4x4 vehicle. So obviously, I rented the biggest one I could find, and we are about to tear up these sand highways. One of the most incredible spots on the island is Lake Mackenzie. This is a perched lake, which means it's filled entirely with rainwater and sits on a bed of compacted organic matter. The water is so pure it's not great for supporting life, which means it's unbelievably clear, and the sand around it is almost pure white silica. The island is also famous for its wild dingoes. These are a protected species here and are considered some of the purest dingoes in Australia. We saw a few of them roaming the beaches, and it was incredible to see these iconic Australian animals in their natural wild habitat. Number 5. Getting lost in Australia's most underrated state. We've made it to our top 5, and for this spot, we've flown south to the island state of Tasmania. Honestly, Tasmania is one of Australia's best-kept secrets. This place is a paradise for anyone who loves wilderness, incredible food, and fascinating history. About 40% of the island is protected as national parks and reserves, and the landscapes here are some of the most dramatic and pristine I have ever seen. The food and drink scene here is absolutely world-class. We went to the famous Salamanca Market in Hobart, which is this massive outdoor market where you can get incredible local produce, artisanal cheeses, fresh seafood, and amazing craft spirits. The history here is also incredibly rich and at times very dark. We visited the Port Arthur Historic Site, which was a former convict settlement. Walking through the old prison buildings and ruins is a very powerful and sobering experience. Number 4, this place isn't actually blue. Just a short drive from Sydney, we find ourselves at number 4, the incredible Blue Mountains National Park. Now, you might be wondering why they're called the Blue Mountains. It's because the vast forests of eucalyptus trees release this fine mist of oil into the atmosphere, which, when mixed with dust particles and water vapor, scatters shortwave light rays, which are mainly blue in color. So, from a distance, the mountains are covered in this beautiful blue haze. But the Blue Mountains are not just for looking at. This place is a hiker's paradise, with over 140 kilometers of trails. We decided to tackle one of the most famous and steepest trails, the Giant Stairway. It's literally over 900 steps carved into the side of the cliff face that takes you down to the valley floor. For a different perspective, we rode the Scenic Railway, which is the steepest passenger railway in the world. It descends into the valley at a crazy 52-degree incline. Number 3, I found Australia's most chill city. So we've crossed the entire continent for our number 3 spot, and we've landed in Perth, the capital of Western Australia. Now, Perth is actually one of the most isolated major cities in the world. But honestly, don't let that fool you. This place has an incredible laid-back vibe, stunning natural beauty, and wow, some of the best sunsets you will ever see. And just a short ferry ride from the city is Rottnest Island, a place you absolutely have to visit. This island is a protected nature reserve, and it's famous for being the home of the quokka, which has been labeled the world's happiest animal. These little guys are everywhere, and honestly, they are not shy at all. Getting a selfie with a smiling quokka is a quintessential Perth experience, and it's impossible not to be happy when you're surrounded by them. Number 2, I drank $1,000 wine in this secret valley. So here we are at number 2, And for this, we've come to a place that is pure heaven for anyone who loves food and wine, the Barossa Valley in South Australia. This is one of Australia's oldest and most famous wine regions, and honestly, it is absolutely beautiful. The Barossa is world-renowned for its bold Shiraz wines, and we came here to taste the best of the best. We even got to taste a wine that was over 100 years old, which was an absolutely insane experience. One of the coolest things we did was a make-your-own blend experience at a winery. A master winemaker walked us through the process, and we got to experiment with different varieties of grapes to create our very own personalized bottle of wine. I named my blend The Beast, and honestly, it was surprisingly not terrible. The Barossa Valley is a sensory overload in the best possible way. It's a place to indulge, relax, and appreciate the finer things in life. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Our #1 destination in all of Australia. Number 1, the most surprising #1 destination in Australia. And here it is. After traveling thousands of kilometers, after seeing beaches, rainforests, deserts, and cities, our #1 destination in Australia is Canberra. I know, you're probably shocked. You were expecting somewhere else. But hear me out. Canberra is the most underrated, surprising, and in many ways, the most important city in the entire country. And I'm going to show you why it deserves the top spot. Canberra is the nation's capital, but it's unlike any other capital city. It was entirely planned and built from scratch, and the result is a city that's incredibly spacious, green, and easy to navigate. It's built around the beautiful Lake Burley-Griffin, and it's home to the country's most significant national monuments and cultural institutions. This is the soul of Australia, where the nation's story is told. We spent days exploring the incredible museums and galleries here, and almost all of them are completely free. We went to the National Museum of Australia, which tells the story of the land and its people in the most engaging way. And we spent hours at the Australian War Memorial, which is one of the most moving and powerful memorials I have ever visited. It's a profound tribute to those who have served the country. Canberra is also where the nation's decisions are made. We took a tour of Parliament House, which is an architectural marvel. You can literally walk on the roof, which is covered in grass, symbolizing that the people are above the government. Seeing the chambers where laws are debated and passed gives you a real appreciation for the country's democratic process. It's the heart of the nation. Canberra isn't the flashiest destination. It doesn't have a world-famous beach or a crazy theme park, but it has something more. It has depth, it has substance, and it has the stories that define a nation. It surprised me more than anywhere else we went, and it gave me a deeper understanding and connection to Australia. For its cultural richness, its beautiful design, and its profound national importance, Canberra is our #1 destination. And that's a wrap. 15 of the most incredible destinations across the vast, beautiful, and surprising continent of Australia. From the heart of its government in Canberra to the heart of its wilderness in Tasmania and Kakadu, this journey has been absolutely life-changing. We've seen and done so much, and I really hope this video has inspired you to explore this amazing country for yourself. This was honestly one of the biggest videos we've ever made, and I couldn't have done it without you guys watching. But now I want to hear from you. What was your favorite destination on our list? Or is there an amazing Australian spot that we missed? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be reading and replying to as many as I can. And if you enjoyed this insane adventure, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you all so much for joining me on this epic journey across Australia. Your support means the world to me and makes these crazy videos possible. We have so many more adventures planned, and our next one involves a completely different continent and a challenge that is even bigger than this one. You are not going to want to miss it. See you in the next video.